presented by Augusto. Small, CC, how we doing this morning?
Well, first of all, if you're going to talk about baseball, how you not going to mention my guy Garrett Cole in his second start back from Tommy John surgery, going 6 2/3 innings, 10 strikeouts, sir, and no earned runs. How you not going to talk about that?
Because you did, so I don't need to.
No, I just felt like it's very dismissive just because your baseball team is in the toilet.
Yeah.
You don't want to give my Yankees credit, and you don't want to acknowledge that things are on the up and up now that Garrett Cole's back in the lineup.
And he's awesome, but at the same time, what Shohei Ohtani basically threw a no-hitter through 6 innings and had a leadoff homer last night. And this guy who's a 4-time MVP and he's won each of the last 3 in the National League, or each of the last 3 overall, excuse me. And now he may be a Cy Young Award winner if he gets the proper number of innings. It's just wild. It's just wild.
It's crazy to think that somebody that's getting paid $750 million might actually be underpaid.
Actually.
He is underpaid, which is crazy.
He is.
And I also love after his performance last night, he's like, yeah, too many walks. Got to be better.
4 walks in 6 innings. That is too many. He's right about that. I'm glad you pointed that out. All right, we heard there coming back about CC talking about SGA and the historical nature of what he's doing here. So have they won the Western Conference Finals? No. Have they won a championship? No. But CC yesterday pointed out that despite the greatness, he's uncomfortable with the list he is potentially going to be on with the multi-time MVP, multi-time champion, if this is to occur. Can I add one thing?
Please.
Okay. Because I put together something here. I couldn't believe it when I put it together. So if we look at careers in the years that LeBron James has been in the NBA, so 03-04, first season, right? Are we all in agreement? Since LeBron has been in the NBA, he's had the best career, right? Of anyone since he's been in the NBA, unless you want to argue Steph.
I was going to say, for me, I could have a very strong argument for Steph.
The one-team aspect, no drama.
Just the style of the play, how transformational it was. Yeah.
Okay, so if you're going to make the argument it's LeBron, you're probably in the masses. If you're going to say, let me just throw a curveball like Smalls just did, it's only going to be Steph Curry, right? We always talk on this show about top line of the resume.
Right.
If I define top line of the resume as regular season MVP, overall titles, and finals MVP, okay? It's pretty good top line of the resume.
Sure, all of it.
If you do the math on that, combine those, since 03-04, LeBron has 12, Steph has 7.
Wow.
Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant, and Nikola Jokic each have 5. If SGA and the Thunder win the title this year, and he's the finals MVP, he would then have 6. He'd be numerically, top line of the resume, more accomplished in this era. Now, Kobe's obviously before that, so leave Kobe out. More accomplished than KD and Jokic. He'd be 3rd.
Behind LeBron and Steph.
But here's the thing, though, and I just want to acknowledge this. Like, we have to give respect to LeBron James. I think he's the 2nd greatest player to ever lace him up. But when we start doing a compare and contrast with Steph Curry never won back-to-back championships as the best player on his team. When they went back-to-back, KD was finals MVP. SGA, if they finish the drill this postseason, you're talking about back-to-back championships. And this would be the first back-to-back champion since the Golden State Warriors did it in the late 2010s. We would be talking about back-to-back championships, back-to-back regular season MVPs, and potentially back-to-back finals MVPs.
It's ridiculous.
I don't know the last time that's been done.
Probably Michael, I would guess, just off the top
That's what
of my
I'm
head.
saying. So we start talking about
total guess.
best
I could be wrong
careers,
on that, CC.
and yeah, I understand what Steph Curry and LeBron James have done in totality, but when you look at what SGA has done over the last 2 years, you'd be hard-pressed to say that either LeBron or Steph has had a better run at any span during their careers.
So if we're going to look at this era of basketball, if the Thunder are able to pull this off, which they have a long ways to go, right? They still got to beat Wemby tonight in Game 6 in San Antonio, coming off of Wemby having a terrible game for Wemby in Game 5, not speaking to the media, the NBA putting out the warning through Shams yesterday towards Wemby of you better talk, which I would actually be impressed with him if he didn't talk after a win tonight, if they're to win, because at least he's consistent. They have that to accomplish over the next 2 games, if it is 2 games. And then they have to beat the juggernaut New York Knicks, who literally don't lose at basketball in the playoffs.
No, and they're clicking at a significant rate at the right time.
And they're going to have like a month off in between
and
here.
they're rested.
Right, so any kind of OG Anunoby lingering injuries, in theory, will be better by then. But and
the Thunder are banged up too.
Yeah, the Thunder are really banged up.
So
AJ Mitchell's not playing.
Add that to the narrative around Shea.
No doubt. J-Dub's not playing. Caruso got banged up in the last game. But if they're able to pull this off, is he the 3rd best career? Can you say he has had the 3rd best career of the LeBron/Steph era since 03-04? 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. We want to get phone calls in on this. Is SGA hovering around 3rd?
Yes, based on the math exercise that you just did. And the scary thing about that is it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. It doesn't feel like he or the Oklahoma City Thunder are going anywhere anytime soon, even as we're watching different teams and different players ascend on the same timeline. If they can do it this year, get past Wemby and get past the Knicks while they're depleted, after doing it last year, having a longer season, why would we think that that's going to slow down anytime soon? He could be just beginning what is ultimately an incredibly historic run.
Yeah, I don't see SGA going anywhere. The trajectory for this team, if they can beat the Knicks in the finals, then all of a sudden we start throwing around the D word. We start comparing them to the all-time great dynasties. I think they're an all-time great team. And if they're an all-time great team and he's the best player, then we have to compare him to all of the greats. And I'll just say this, based on the style of play and based on the talent level relative to some of the names that are in the conversation that we've been talking about with multiple MVPs and multiple titles, it becomes a little uncomfortable for me. But the accolades, the accomplishments dictate him being in those conversations.
But, Cece, the uncomfortable part of it is you growing up a Lakers fan, and still now, but looking at it and saying, how am I going to put him in the same conversation as Magic? Totally reasonable. You growing up a basketball fan and saying, I'm not putting him in as Michael Jordan.
I don't want to put him in the same conversation as Steph and LeBron, but he's there.
Right, but that's so.
And you're saying that definitively he would be the 3rd best career in the LeBron era.
No, I'm not saying definitively. What I'm saying is numerically, I just chose a way of analyzing it.
My whole point is you might be underselling it if he accomplishes what we think he can accomplish in the next 3 weeks. You might be underselling it. But again, I said before, if you talk about back-to-back regular season MVPs, back-to-back titles, back-to-back finals MVPs, throwing a scoring title in there, you could be talking about the best 2-year run that we've seen from any player since Jordan.
But then why aren't we more excited about it?
Because of how it looks.
We love greatness. We love greatness in sports.
Because of how it looks. It's simple smalls, the eye test. Aesthetically, it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
The entertainment value around how he plays, it just isn't there, right? It's similar to the conversations we were having about James Harden's game when he was at his peak